It's going to be a busy day here at Parliament today. Two motions have been scheduled, one against the President Cyril Ramaphosa, as well as a one that has been brought by the Democratic Alliance against the Cabinet. Of course, the DA will be making a mini protest in about an hour just outside of Parliament, calling on the current Cabinet to go. But of course, in terms of the proceedings, the man who knows the story better than I do is Moloto Muthapo, the spokesperson for Parliament. Firstly, Moloto, what were the Speaker's reasons for denying the secret ballot request?
Well, the Speaker followed all the guidelines of the Constitutional Court in a matter between the National Assembly Speaker and the UDM. You'll remember that the Constitutional Court really assisted all the parties, including Parliament, with a long list, a very detailed list of guidelines that the Speaker needs to follow when deciding whether a motion must be conducted by way of a secret ballot or open ballot. And one of those key guidelines was that if the political environment is toxic, if the political environment is such that members of Parliament will be endangered together with their families, risk to life for exercising one decision or the other in such motions in the House, then the Speaker has got a responsibility to protect those members by deciding that the motion should be conducted by way of a secret ballot. But the ATM has failed to convince or to show any evidence of any threat to life that members may suffer if this motion is not conducted by way of a secret ballot. And in terms of the assessment that the Speaker has conducted, in terms of the political climate in the country, in terms of any violence, political violence that are existing in the country against members of Parliament, she could not find any evidence or anything that is closely related to that. And therefore the Speaker took a decision that a very conscious and a good decision in terms of our democracy, to ensure that the members of Parliament conduct their business continuously, transparently, and in a manner that is open, to ensure that there is appropriate accountability to the members of the public, because you cannot be accountable in a climate of secrecy.
But we've seen before, I'm taking an example of ANC MP Mervyn Dex. When he speaks against his party, there were consequences where he was suspended. Don't you think in that particular context that a secret ballot would have been a better option?
No, absolutely not. And again, I will refer you to the guidelines of the Constitutional Court. The Constitutional Court clearly said that members of Parliament must have the conviction, the courage of their conviction. When they take one decision or the other, they must also be prepared to suffer any consequences because of the principle that they are carrying out on the behalf of the people of South Africa. And that is a matter that is relating to violence. The issue of Mervyn Dex is not a matter that included a risk of life. It's just a principled matter that he has taken that is in opposition to his political party. And that is admirable, and that's what the Constitutional Court actually encouraged the members of Parliament to do.
Lastly, the ATM who are sponsoring the motion against the President had asked the Speaker for the postponement of the motion. What's the status at this stage? Is it going to be withdrawn? Will it go ahead and be debated?
Well, both motions, the DA motion in the Cabinet excluding the President, as well as the motion of the ATM in the President, they are scheduled, and they've been scheduled by the Programming Committee of the National Assembly, and therefore it will be up to the National Assembly sitting this afternoon to deal with them.
Thank you so much, Moloto Muthapo.